Hey guys, I'm super excited. We are going to do an interview with some people that are gonna be future billionaires. I can almost guarantee it. We've got Mariah, Paxton, and Tanner, all the way from Bismarck, North Dakota. Not to be like completely confused with South Dakota. There are 2 Dakota states, guys, just FYI. So we're gonna be talking about how somebody Asher's age or even younger, like Paxton, can start making money in a side hustle like couch flipping. You guys moved here to Arizona a couple of years ago, and it sounds like you guys have been doing some couch flipping here in Arizona, is that right?
Yeah.
Amazing. So who got you guys started in couch flipping?
Originally, it was Mariah's idea. At first, we were doing e-commerce, and then she started just like going to Goodwills and getting like different furniture pieces, like dressers and stuff, and redoing
Chairs,
that.
things that maybe need reupholstered or some
So
work.
you must have grown up in a household with a really awesome set of parents.
My grandparents, grandpas, both did like woodworking and things like that, so kind of learned from them.
Amazing. So you would go into the Goodwill and you say, okay, there's a chair, I can sand it down, paint it, and I can sell it out on what? Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist?
Yeah, Facebook and OfferUp we typically use.
Oh, I forgot all about OfferUp.
Really good.
Amazing. Okay, so we're gonna get into some great questions today, guys. How much can somebody, let's say under 16, can somebody make money in couch flipping?
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
Somebody without a driver's license?
You can if you team up with somebody or someone that has
Got it. Okay, so how much money could somebody that's say 16, or not 16, under 16, teaming up with somebody else, let's say working Saturdays and Sundays, 8 days a month, how much money do you think they could make by the end of a month?
If it's a busy area like Phoenix, or obviously you can make way more if it's a small area like Bismarck, North Dakota.
Yeah, Bismarck
probably a little bit
might
less.
be a little slow just because of the population here.
Could somebody in Bismarck make $1,000 a month working 8 days a month?
I bet they could, yeah.
Okay, $1,000 a month if you're in like a small itty bitty town like Bismarck. What about in like Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, Tempe, Phoenix? Could somebody 16, under 16, could they make a couple grand?
Yeah, I was gonna say just doing it 8 days out of the month on the weekends, probably at least 2,000 to 3,000 being realistic.
$2,000 to $3,000. So if you guys are either parents or parents that have children or children that are watching this, you can make a couple $1,000s just working on the weekends.
So for someone like my age just starting to get into this, like what is like the main thing that I need to focus on to try and get into this the best way possible?
If you have your own truck, obviously it's going to be a lot easier for you because you have that means of transportation and picking it up and delivering it. But I would say if your parents have a truck, or maybe you have a friend or a family member, main issue. Yeah, that's what we've, heard. I mean, it might vary from person to person. They might say that's not a problem for me. They might say, I don't have any money to start. And so, like we said, especially in Phoenix, there's so many people moving every day. They need to get rid of their couch. Or they're looking to purchase. So I don't think that's an issue, especially for, you being in this area. I think you could definitely easily find a few couches a week for free, especially on the weekend. That's when it's the busiest. You could find, however many you want.
So where's like the best place to start looking for couches?
I'd say OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace is the 2 that we mainly utilize, and then the app that like shows us the free ones that pulls from like all kinds of different ones next door. When we first started, we would go to Goodwills if we were driving by or something, and they list nice couches for pretty cheap. Then the biggest way to flip them fast and consistently is providing more value. So offering free delivery.
You probably have a lot of customers that have cars.
Definitely, that's what helped us a lot. But I'd say items like couches where you'd want more high ticket, offering free delivery and like where you can carry it in and help them, you can get way more.
So what I'm hearing, the business owner in me is hearing that all this other furniture is a waste of my time. Couches is the way to go because that's the larger margin. Is that correct?
Yeah, it just depends too. Like some people, I personally love woodworking and maybe spending some like of my free time doing that. So it's definitely a way you can add in extra income, especially in those smaller areas, I feel like, because if you can get really personalized and maybe even do custom things like where you upholster things like that, you can definitely way increase your profit.
So speaking for a lot of people who are probably watching, we don't have a car. I'm not even old enough to get a permit yet. So how am I going to be able to deliver and go up and pick up couches and stuff like that.
Definitely, and that can be a huge obstacle for, like you said, a lot of your audience, younger individuals, or even people who don't have trucks that are older. So I'd say there's many different things you can do. It just depends on if you're starting with no money or if you have a little bit of money, or your parents might be willing to loan you some money. So I think there's a few different situations. You can use family members or leverage relationships, with friends or, other people who are maybe looking to get into the same thing. There's actually people that have reached out to us that have trucks or maybe box trucks that say, hey, if you ever need a couch delivered to you or to a customer, reach out to me and we'll split the profit, and they maybe don't need to be paid until after it sells.
So as far as furniture, if you gotta sand stuff, repaint it, restain it, whatever, it just takes more time. We've just simplified it where we just try to find the best couches. At first, I think our minimum profit when we first started doing this, we're doing it more part-time now. We aim to do it 30 to 40 hours a week when we first started, and now more like 25 to 30. And we aim to make $400 profit now, but when we first started—
Every day or on every couch?
Per couch. So then we just narrowed it down
Dang,
to—
$400 per couch, bro. Are you kidding me? That's phenomenal. What are these leather couches from Restoration Hardware? What's up? That's a lot of money.
Depends, honestly.
Yeah, Living Spaces, Ashley Furniture. We got one yesterday for free where we actually have an app that just pulls data from all the platforms, Facebook, OfferUp, Nextdoor,
Yeah,
and
all
it'll
these
send a
free
notification to your phone if it's a free couch. 70% of the free couches that get listed are trash. But yesterday, for example, we got one from a nicer neighborhood where I think it's just a psychology and mindset thing. Just wealthier neighborhoods,
They're not looking to get a couple $100s. They just want
they
something.
just want to get it out. so they'll
Honestly,
list
that's
it.
how we are, right? We just renovated our whole guest house, and I'm like, I could sell this stuff, but that's going to take me a couple of days. I make more money in my real estate business than I could ever make doing this. It doesn't make sense for me. So we loaded up our trailer and we donated it to a sober living facility, and it was just easy. I was like, I don't have the time to do that.
At first when we were getting stuff, we would get stuff from all over the
Anything and
place.
everything.
Yeah, anything and everything.
Because you were trying to learn.
Yeah, and when we started out, we didn't have anything. We moved here 2 years ago, and then moved back down last year with. We had a van. We leveraged credit cards to stay at Airbnbs, and then borrowed a buddy's pickup and a buddy's vacuum, and just.
When we moved back to do it, yeah, we kind of have a crazy story. I think everybody's journey into business and entrepreneurship, you always have huge learning period where you're figuring things out. And so I think
The gritty years.
Yeah.
Where you're completely just scrappy along the way.
I think a lot of people come up with excuses as to why they can't do something, or look at all the obstacles instead of just get resourceful. If you don't have a truck, for example, I'm sure someone that has one.
And if you don't, just go to church, guys. You know what I'm saying? And partner.
Partner with maybe other people in your town, and you have a truck, I'll put the investment in maybe on the couch, and we'll clean it together and split it.
I'm sitting here thinking, okay, Paxton, you've flipped a couch before, right, bro? I would imagine that the younger kids could be really resourceful on the front end of finding them, because if there's an app that's aggregating all this information into one place, you could have Paxton basically looking through and going, oh, that's a rich person's couch. We can get a free couch, or we can get a good deal. Are you pretty good at that?
Mm-hmm.
He's getting better.
But one is I sold a couch for $150, and then I sold a couch today for $160 because.
Oh yeah, 160. Right.
And then.
Well, they give you a $10 tip?
Yeah, and
Because they
then-
were like, whoa, you got a Shark Tank top, you deserve a $10 tip?
No, they just wanted to give me more, but.
And then he sold another one a while ago.
And
for
then
like
my mom and dad used 20 for gas, and
Yep, we split it
I
up.
went. Then I went to Mavericks.
All right, so here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you guys actually really treat this like a business, and your son's involved in this family business to the point where you guys take the profit from the couch. You say, look, the family business needs $20 put into the vehicle. We're gonna take that out of the profits. And then you guys give him some money to go buy some candy and whatnot at Mavericks. The main thing is, if I'm under 16 and I wanna make some money, I can make a couple $1,000s a month. It sounds like there's a lot of people actually give up free couches because they just don't wanna deal with the headache. And so if you can buy that couch and sell it for $150, $200, $500, $600, you can make a pretty hefty profit. what would you say is the average sales price of a couch that you purchase on the front end?
We try to stick around 150 to 200, and
So you guys are probably negotiating up front.
yeah, because again, what we'll do, like we'll start like a kind of like a pipeline, just conversations in Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. Where I know, like, it's again the psychology thing. Somebody will list their nice couch and think like they're gonna get top dollar, but there's just not very many people, unless they're a couch flipper, that are gonna take their time or have a truck. A lot of people don't have a truck. So then what I'll do, I'll start the conversation. I'll say, hey, is it still available? And then I'll ask, any rips or stains, condition, and then I'll say, what's your bottom dollar? If I picked up right now, chances are, they're going to stay firm at that, but then I'll just follow up every few days, and then a week later, they're like, we got to move. They're like,
This is just, you guys are gonna kill it in real estate. Like, kill it. That is literally the game of real estate, right? I was just at a house today, I bought $0 down, 0% seller finance, and the seller originally said, I don't even want to sell. And then 2-3 weeks later, it's like, okay, well, I'll do an offer, but I want this number. 2 or 3 weeks later, next thing you know, I got 0 down, 0% seller finance. You guys are gonna freaking crush it in real estate.
yeah, and something
You already have the fundamentals down.
Something we've been implementing too when we're out picking up and delivering. That's originally how I got into wholesale before coming into sub 2. Is I got the Driving for Dollars app, and when we're out and about, I'll just, if I see a house that looks distressed or whatever, add it into there. And then we got one lead that it's in the pipeline, and she's going through probate. Actually had 2 other sub 2 students like help out with that. But yeah, just
So partnering up, squatting
I
up.
think he's
Yeah.
not giving himself enough credit. It was the first time ever he cold called sellers, and he got 2 people willing to sell to him
yeah,
within
I didn't really
3
have
hours
any
of calling
idea
people.
what I was doing, and then just squatted up. With
That's
it.
right when you realize you don't know what you're doing, that's the perfect time to start.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, you guys did the same thing with couch flipping. So you're on the front end, you're typically like $150 to $200 if you can't get it for free. And have you guys kind of figured out what couches sell really fast and what you can get for these couches?
Yeah, she's better at that, because what we do too is I buy on my account and then she sells, because if you have one account and you're trying to buy and then they see you have a whole bunch of couches listed,
Yeah,
it's
kinda
not
puts
that
them off.
people don't really care, but I
They
don't know.
realize what you're doing.
Yeah, they just will often not want to negotiate, and it's just easier, and it's I feel like more structured if we just have he's the one who is finding them most of the time. We help, me and Paxton will look at stuff, but he's finding them, talking to the people and negotiating, and I list and talk to people who are purchasing from us.
Okay, so if I'm doing this full time as an adult, how much money do you think I could make reasonable? Like, I'm not as smart as you guys, I'm not as experienced. Could I make a full-time living doing this?
We know people that do. I think some guy that we just connected with is making $12,000 a month profit doing it.
Like take home, 12 grand. There's freaking lawyers that don't make that kind of money. That's
I
insane.
don't even know what area he's in actually, but I mean,
I think a lot of people that get into couch flipping that I get asked questions about, well, is it too saturated? But I think everyone gets that question and everything. There's more couches than we can physically take on. So what we'll do is we'll send them like to other people that are couch flipping around
That's
here. And
so interesting. So you guys can wholesale a couch.
Yeah,
You're
like-
not gonna make 10 grand like you could on a house, but you can still go, hey, when you sell it, give me $30 or $40 or whatever, right?
yeah, exactly.
So you create like a little syndicate of couch flippers.
Yeah.
there's also this thing you can do, which we don't do super often, but we will get, where someone says, I really want to buy your couch, but I have this one that, like I don't want anymore. Do you guys take them? And
Like a
sometimes,
trade-in.
yeah, we'll get their couch for free and still sell ours for what we're asking, or they'll pay us to take it away.
Wow, that's great.
So, and then we have basically, sometimes we've negotiated with them, but say we sell it for 500, get there, sell that for 500, it's technically 1,000,
Guys, here's the thing is I'll never get through all the questions that you guys want me to ask. So do me a favor and make sure you make a comment down below and ask a question down there. And what we'll do is in subsequent videos, we'll ask those questions. I want to make sure I don't miss anything, because even as you guys are talking, 4 or 5 questions are popping through. And I'm like, I could sit here and talk to you guys for 3-4 hours, but I want to make sure we leave that for other videos that we do later down the road. So somebody can make a full-time living. You guys know people making $150,000 a year is what it sounds like. That's after their expenses, that's after their gas, that's after everything. Somebody can make 12 grand a month.
Mm-hmm.
$12,000 a month.
On his own too.
Holy smokes. Okay, so In terms of truck, it seems challenging because it seems like you're juggling couches from time to time. Like you have multiple couches. Do you guys have a place to store these?
Yeah, so we have a storage unit that we work out of, like a 10 by 15 or something.
Okay, so not too big.
I think it's a 15 by 30 or something. It's bigger.
Okay, got it. So you can fit like 10 couches in there or more.
Yeah, and what we do, we like stack them all upright, so we have a lot more space left.
You have that many couches stacked up?
Yeah, our storage unit right now, it's always like full now. We either need to expand or do something.
Wow.
Yeah, at any given time, we have like 4,000 to 6,000 sitting in there.
$4,000 to $6,000 worth of couches?
Yeah.
Holy
I think we had
moly.
like 6,500 a day ago or something sitting in there. Obviously, we've sold a few, so.
Wow. So do you find that there are couches that just don't move as fast as what you would think?
Depends on color, I think, is the biggest thing. A lot of people like grays, just like calmer colors like white, cream. You know, we got a free, it's like a pull-out couch like 3 weeks ago. That was, it's blue. It was like a perfect couch, but just how many people want a blue couch, you know? So.
We found the perfect person for it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they actually had like a blue picture sitting like on their
Oh
wall
my
or whatever.
gosh, of course. You know how many buyers you need for every couch? Just one.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's what we always say.
Okay, so you guys will have couches from time to time that will sit there in your storage unit for maybe a month or 2 months until it moves?
I think the max may be like, what, a week or
Couple
two?
weeks, maybe.
Wow, okay, so you don't have any like dead inventory that you bought that's sitting there past a month and you're like, wow, why did we buy this stinker?
Even if we do, like, we would rather get it out of there, just free up more space, so then we'll, I mean, at the bare minimum, even getting into this, you know, if you invest a couple $100, you're at least gonna make that back. So I think it's impossible to fail, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and you'll probably often run into things where you think like, oh, maybe, you know, I'm just hitting this wall and I can't get past it, or I can't, you know, figure out how to sell it. We've had people ask us questions, you know, like, you know, what if they're not moving, or what if I can't find anything?
Right.
And it's, you know, I just think you're maybe looking or focusing on the wrong things.
Okay, so I think we'll do a lot of videos with you guys in the future. I actually think that we should maybe do some out in the field and do a little challenge at some point. Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. And get a bunch of other younger kids like teaming up with their parents and see if we can get people to do like a little nationwide challenge type of thing. 3 questions to wrap this up. What's the stinkiest couch you guys have ever touched, purchased, dealt with ever? And where did it come from?
The stinkiest one was, it's actually, I'm not gonna say his name, but a wholesaler here that probably a lot of people do know here in the Phoenix area.
Stinky wholesaler.
Yeah, it was a free couch that popped up, like a big Ashley Furniture gray sectional. So we knew like, hey, that's a good one because that will sell for at least like $600-700 usually. But when we picked it up, it was a different story. It was all full of dog hair. I think he probably partied on it quite a bit, and it didn't smell the greatest. But yeah, we got it pretty decent, and then ended up selling it for like $500 the next day. But
Yeah, within hours.
In one day?
yeah, if it's the gray, like big sectional, I mean, it's gone like that.
It could be gone in an hour or, you know, within a few days, just depending.
So have you guys ever lost money on a couch?
I don't think so. I think at
way.
At the bare minimum, we've
Always
at
made our
least
money
made our money back to go
Plus gas.
reinvest.
I think, you know, we've always made maybe like the least we've made is maybe like $100. I don't know. We'd have to go back and check, but we've never lost money.
Amazing.
So then what's the most you've ever made off a singular couch?
I'd say
Probably 800 to 1,000, somewhere in there.
I think 1,200 is the most we've made on one.
Was it a sectional or regular couch?
The
What
one
was
for
it?
Noah, Tanner.
Oh yeah.
That was $1,200.
How can people get to your guys' channels and Instagram? I don't think Paxton has an Instagram yet.
No.
My Instagram, if you want, you can follow me at Tanner Osborne Official, and then my YouTube is just Tanner Osborne.
Yeah, there's no E at the end of Osborne.
Yeah, everyone always asks, how do you spell it? There's no E, just OSBORN.
So do you have your own YouTube channel, or are you guys sharing a YouTube channel?
So that's where we're kind of thinking. So right now we're just doing Tanner's, but eventually I will probably make my own, just because we have slightly different content we're probably gonna post. But I'll probably be making my own within the next like couple weeks.
It's a genius idea because you guys are going to be doing a lot more than just couch flipping, right?
Yes.
I love it. So would you guys want to do a challenge with us in the future? Go out in the field and see who can do the best?
Yeah, that's something super fun.
What if we start with no money? What if we do a challenge where we have no money, and what we do is we create a little challenge for other people all over? Okay, we'll do it in their Facebook group, guys. We'll break it down. We'll do a video all about this. We'll launch the challenge. We'll do something where it's like a free challenge. I think we start with the free one because if we start with the free one, everybody can participate.
Exactly.
I'd say we should do it if we're gonna do the free ones, just because it's kind of hard to predict when they pop up or if it's gonna be one that's worth it. So we figured out, at least in the Phoenix market, like the best days, the best times to post. So I'd say like try to, or maybe start Sunday and then sell on Monday, because surprisingly Mondays are the best days for selling.
Yeah.
Is it because everybody's now at their 9-to-5 job, they're looking at the computer while they're at work and they're
That's
like, I need a couch?
That's what we honestly think. Like we're sitting there and like, why is
It's
it
gotta be that. So guys, thank you so much for coming in here. This is gonna be a lot of fun.